How does a vampire movie this good go undetected for so long? For me, this one really flew under the radar. I've been seeing this on Netflix for quite a while, but I keep seeing that thumbnail. I keep clicking on it. I keep watching that trailer, and I keep seeing Dominic Purcell. No offense to Dominic, but he's the reason why I had not watched this movie for so long. Dominic Purcell played Heatwave. He was in Prison Break. He's kind of typecast. He's got stereotypical tough guy, macho man characters. So I thought he'd kind of be a movie killer. But instead, this movie killed him, literally. That's not much of a spoiler because he doesn't last long in this movie. This movie is really underrated, and I'm going to watch it again. It was that good. And because it was so good, they have even started a sequel. This movie was directed by Peter Thorwarth. 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 Yeah, say that 3 times really quickly. He also co-wrote the script. This movie follows Nadja. She's a widowed mom, and she actually rendezvous with her son at the beginning of the movie in an airport.
Mom! Mom! Sweetheart.
There's some flashbacks to her. She's sick, looks like she's dying, maybe of cancer, and she's seeking treatment in another country. So she meets her son at this airport, and they get on this plane. Shortly thereafter, this plane is taken over by terrorists. Nadja is medicine dependent, and we kind of get little breadcrumbs as the movie escalates. Starts off a little slow, but I'm telling you, 30 minutes into this movie, shit hits the fan.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop screaming!
This movie is Die Hard
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
meets 30 Days of Darkness meets Snakes on a Plane.
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
Well, minus the snakes. There's definitely a plane in the movie. I can't brag about this movie enough. I'm going to tell you what I like about it, and then I'm going to tell you what I don't like about it. Firstly, I love the story. It's a really cool story, and it creates this new genre for vampires. It's not a reinventation, but it's pretty damn close. They've created a world and their own subgenre for vampires within this world, and I really like it. I love the acting. Her name is, I believe, Perry. She is the main actress in the movie. She is one of those guys. She's incredible, with or without hair. So she's wearing a wig, and you'll learn shortly thereafter. The wig comes off, and yeah, hell breaks loose. So I love the filmography in this movie. It's big. I mean, this feels like a really big budget, high production movie. I really enjoyed the confined feel of this movie. You're stuck on a plane with, you'll see. And I really enjoyed the tense atmosphere that this movie created. It's good. It really is great filmmaking. I wouldn't have put Dominic Purcell in this movie because this movie is so good, and no offense to Dominic. You're good. I love what you do. But you tainted this movie for me for a while. But, you made up for it when your character decided to leave the movie. I really enjoyed that scene. Sorry, Dominic. What I didn't like about the movie was, well, I was initially going to say it started off a little bit slow, and it did, but that initial slowness, oh my God, it made up for it once shit hit the fan. You appreciate that slowness. So, yeah, the slowness is not a con. I actually like that because shit really does hit the fan. There are some cheesy moments. The production felt so big on this movie, but there were like probably 3, 4, maybe 5 tiny little scenes where they kind of skimped. Just there's a little bit of a cheese factor. Um, Cliche. It was just 3 or 4 typical cliche type moments. No big deal. Um, the ending was kind of cool. The voiceover acting, I did not like the voiceovers, but most of the movie, I'd say probably 80% of this movie was filmed in English, but it was also dubbed in English. So have fun figuring out what version you want to listen to.
I'm tired of the same old faces, the same old thing.
I am tired of the same old faces, the same old things.
My recommendation would be to watch it in its original format. Don't watch the dubbed English version because the little bit of, I believe it's German they're speaking, or it might have been Dutch, but it all goes to English once the film starts going, once they're on board the plane. So, other than that, this was a phenomenal movie. I can't believe it stayed off of my radar for so long. So, for jump scares, let's see. I'm going to say there were a few, but not a ton. I will give this movie a jump score rating of 2.5 out of 5. There was a lot of great action, just not tons of jump scares. For nightmare disturbance, that's the disturbance factor. Was this movie disturbing? There were a couple of scenes that were gratuitous, but I wouldn't call them disturbing. So for disturbance, your nightmare fuel, we'll give it a 2. Wasn't disturbing. Now for the final pumpkin meter, out of 5, we're going to give this movie a solid 4.5. We're going to give 4.5 pumpkins. I considered 4 pumpkins, but there was a uniqueness to this movie. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect, no. Could have been. So we're going to give it a 4.5. Not a 4.5. Not a solid 4.5. We're going to give it a 4.5. Great vampire movie. Highly recommend it. So guys, it's on Netflix. Go check it out. Potential sequel in the works right now. And till next time.
You have the evil within, and you cannot control it.